Hey, what's going on everyone? Kid here, and today we're visiting a old series. Why I Hate the Eighth Son. Are you kidding me? That's a terrible title. Uh, Before I start the video, I wanted to give a quick disclaimer because I love reading my comment section, and it came to my attention that some of you were taking these videos to heart. These videos are intended to be my opinion and mixed in with a little bit of satire. So if you love these shows that I talk about, why I hate them, uh, we're gonna excuse your poor taste, but just click away from the video right now if you don't like an imposing viewpoint. With that said, let's dig into this. So the Eighth Son. Why do I hate it? Well, it starts off like a typical isekai. It's an okay opening. The main character is reborn as a kid and later finds out he has magic, or he can use magic. Not everyone in this world can, and that's a really unique thing. So, after a bit of training with his master, he runs off to become an adventurer, yada yada yada. Typical generic isekai stuff. So far, so good, right? Wrong. And for this video, we're going to call everyone by their first name. I'm going to be calling the main character Baumeister because that's what they call him in the anime. Everyone in this anime has a long ass name, and I don't understand it. I do not know why. What is wrong with these people? What is wrong with their parents? Why do they do this to their kids? Okay, I'm getting off track. Baumeister, the Adventurers Academy. He joins it, it all goes down from there. To no one's surprise, Baumeister is stronger than all his classmates, and it shows. After that, we get a viewer's insight into just how bad the world is. And it's really bad, let me tell you. Okay, so first off, you get no inheritance if you're not the oldest child. Most nobles have a lot of kids for some ridiculous reason. Second, even if you're a noble, you can still be poor, which, I mean, that's realistic, but in an anime with magic and dragons, uh, I don't know. We'll go with it. It's a plot device. Third, if you have any status whatsoever, everyone wants your dick. Now that's usually unique to harems, but I don't think I guess you could call this a harem anime. The first dragon fight we get to see offered a lot of terrible exposition. Wasn't even really a fight. And I'm learning more and more about RPGs as this goes along. So apparently, a mage can use greater or lesser, I don't know what it was, but he can use cleanse undead, which I thought was unique to clerics and paladins, but I guess I was wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comment section. And yeah, again, this is a one scene fight for an isekai. We're already halfway into this, and it's already gone to fuck. So he captures the dragon bones because they're dragon bones. They're worth a lot. He sells them off, and suddenly he's rich. And I'm back to asking myself, why the fuck am I watching this? Because honestly, at this point, it doesn't seem like there's any. Okay, typically in a story, you have a protagonist and an antagonist. You have a bunch of exposition that that goes along with the plot. You have some conflict, a resolution, and a climax. This doesn't have any of that. It just has exposition. And I I don't know who wrote this. I'm just sitting here telling you why I hate it. Now let's get to Elise because I've spent too much time talking about this already. The eighth son, the the eighth son should be a lesson to every studio out there. If you're going to make an isekai, if you're going to adapt an isekai, make sure it's not goring as piss. Now, again, when I'm questioning why am I watching the show after the second episode, number one, you should at least have something to grab my attention and keep me invested at this point. Oh man. So we glossed over the action at this point, and we're about to kill another dragon. Yes, we killed two dragons, two one-scene dragons. And ensure we get a little bit of action with the second dragon fight. At this point, I think we're at like episode 4 or 5. This anime should be a lesson to everyone out there. If you're going to adapt an isekai, make sure it's not boring as this. Make sure I'm not questioning why am I watching this, because at this point, this anime has given me no reason to keep watching it. We gloss over so much action, it's a shame, and we're about to get to our second dragon. I mean, sure, we get to see a little bit of action here with the court wizard, but this just feels like a lazy way to advance the character development. But I'm still getting ahead of myself. Let's talk about Elise, because by now I'm sure you know how I feel about this anime. But I want to talk about everyone's problem with Elise. And as I was doing research for this video, Elise kept coming up. Yes, Baumeister's relationship with her is a little off. It does set off some red flags. I will give everyone that. And if you haven't watched the anime, it's because our main character is like 25 plus, or when he was reborn, he was 25. But I don't know if you count starting a new life or being reborn as a kid, continuing from your same age. Like, I don't know if you're reborn and you were 26, you just keep that age and add it up, or if the clock just resets for you. I'm not going to defend this one. All I'm going to say is there's a lot of bad in this anime. And to get hung up on his relationship with Elise is kind of insignificant, considering everything else in the anime is pretty out there. So yeah, we're just gonna move on, and I said my piece on that one. Now this will all circle back to the funniest part of the eighth son. Everyone is only looking out for themselves, and I don't understand how Baumeister is cool with that. Or he seems just like, okay, I don't care. Elise's granddad only wants Baumeister and Elise to get married because he's a dragon slayer and he's on the come up of being a really famous noble. Ina and Luis, I don't know how to say the redheaded chick's name. They want to become Baumeister's concubines for some reason. Well, not for some reason. They want to use his thing to open up their own dojos so they can keep teaching their own style of fighting, which is there's a really funny moment with this because they take up an entire episode where they're trying to seduce him. And then later on in the episode, they try to make a one-off unfunny joke where he's standing on a teleporter that can summon anything from your imagination. And he grabs some panties off of this one chick. He uses the teleporter twice. What I'm trying to say is, a little while ago they were just trying to seduce him, but when he goes to sung in the panties, they all grab their panties and like you're not like how is that gonna stop a how is that gonna stop a thing that can teleport items to this guy? And you were just trying to seduce him. Why do you? This is another hill I don't want to die on. So let's just move on. Um, I can't name a person in this anime who doesn't have some kind of agenda, and we're almost towards the end of season one, which some interesting things happen later on. I know we're towards the end here, but why do we have to wait to almost the end of the season to get something interesting? Like, really? Most people will stop watching at this point. And I don't even know what I'm saying. There's no plot to this story. We have the entire cast is a bunch of one-dimensional characters that just float through the story. Yeah, there's some conflict, but it's never really a problem because nobody ever dies. They just get real tired and somehow make it through. The ape son is really just a mixed bag of mediocre. And I don't say this as an insult to the studio who made it. They're just making the anime. They're just adapting this. And yes, this has a light novel and a manga that is being adapted from. But when you have a slow, mediocre story with a mediocre soundtrack, bad character development, with mediocre, one-dimensional characters who are only looking out for themselves, it begs the question, why am I watching this? And at the time of at the time of making this video, there are 2 episodes left before the season is done. I'm gonna watch those episodes, and that's just to see what happens. This is already a bag of mediocreness, and I don't know how anyone finds this interesting, but okay. And that is why I hate the Ape Son. Are you kidding me? Yeah, that's the video. Leave a like if you like, leave a dislike if you didn't. Get subscribed for more content, and as always, I'll see you guys every Monday.